from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, good evening and a warm welcome to the National News broadcast, bringing you your top stories for tonight. I am Lakshita Indirisinghe.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines.
The solar power network established at the premises of the Jayashree Mahabodhi in Anuradhapura has been presented to the Buddha Sasana. A loss of more than billions of rupees to the country as a result of work stoppages. The Frontline Socialist Party accuses the Janata Vimukti Peramuna for letting to destabilize trade union action. Funeral of Surendra Vasantha, alias Club Vasantha, at the Baraila Cemetery. The Prime Minister's tribute to the government servants in the north for prioritizing people's needs instead of work stoppages. The petition against the holding of the presidential election is to be heard next Monday. MP Dilan's vehicle meets with an accident in the Southern Expressway, while former Minister Badiuddin's car crashes in Karuvalagasvava. The super wedding of Ambani and Radhika in Mumbai.
On to those and other stories in detail. We'll start off with the top story for tonight. President Ranil Wickremesinghe announces plans to implement a program aimed at transforming Anuradhapura, once a major trade and economic centre, into a globally renowned city.
President Wickremesinghe made these remarks during the ceremony to inaugurate the 150 kilowatt solar power system installed by the LTL Group at the historic Jayashree Mahabodhi premises in Anuradhapura this morning. During his visit to the Anuradhapura shrine, the President met with the chief incumbent of the Atamasthana in Anuradhapura and Chief Sanganayakathera of Nuvara Kalavya, Most Venerable Dr. Pallegama Hemaratana Nayakathera, and engaged in a brief discussion. After paying obeisance to the historic Jayashree Mahabodhi and receiving blessings, he participated in the solar power system's inauguration. Chief Sanganayakathera of the Nuvara Kalavya, Most Venerable Dr. Pallegama Hemaratana Nayakathera, said that 2 years ago there was a power crisis which the current president successfully resolved. Issues with electricity bills in religious places were resolved through the government's program to provide renewable energy, which has proven effective. Today, the Jayashree Mahabodhi precinct is illuminated by solar energy, a significant spiritual merit according to Dharma. As the Mahasangha, he has extended best wishes for all the aspirations of the President. Expressing his views at the ceremony, President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that, however, they have not taken the necessary steps to implement these activities in Anuradhapura city. Therefore, the President added that he has advised both the Department of Archaeology and the Cultural Triangle to undertake these initiatives. Additionally, an agreement has been reached with Durham University to conduct excavation work at the Mahaviharya. The Mahaviharya represents just a portion of Anuradhapura's rich history. Hence, he also said that he has invited the Director General of UNESCO to visit Sri Lanka and discuss initiatives for long-term archaeological endeavours in the Anuradhapura district. Several universities overseas have shown interest in supporting them for these activities, and they are moving forward with the collaboration. These efforts are part of a comprehensive program aimed at establishing Anuradhapura as a globally renowned city. While Sigiriya has gained international fame, they have not adequately highlighted Anuradhapura's historical significance as a major trade and economic centre in the past. Presidential Chief of Staff and Senior Advisor to the President on National Security, Salgala Ratnayaka, said that within 6 months, President Ranil Wickremesinghe effectively managed these challenges, significantly improving the country's energy landscape. India has awarded a $10 million prize to support renewable energy in Sri Lanka, alongside a $100 million loan for further initiatives in this sector. State Minister of Finance Shehan Semasinghe, President Ranil Wickremesinghe's economic reform initiatives aimed at steering the country away from economic crisis have shown significant progress today, is what he says. It is noteworthy that the government is also implementing various programs to safeguard religious sites.
විදුලි පහසුකම ලබා ගැනීමේදී ඒ පිරිවැය අවම කර ගැනීම සඳහා වැඩසටහනක් ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්න කියලා.
අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා අවුරුදු දෙකක් ඇතුළත
Chief Executive Officer of LTL, Nuhman Marikar, says the installation of solar panels at religious shrines commences today. In addition to illuminating these sacred sites, there are plans underway to establish a 150 megawatt renewable power plant in the Siambalandua area. LTL company remains steadfast in its commitment to meeting public energy needs through the promotion of renewable energy. Thereafter, the President was engaged in a cordial discussion with the devotees at the Anuradhapura sacred site.
We are watching President Biden every day. Yes. Me too. Me too.
The President was also the chief guest at the declaring open of the modern swimming pool at the Anuradhapura Central College. He has also presided over the presentation of certificates and souvenirs to the students who have passed with excellence at the GCE Advanced Level Examination of 2023. The President said at this occasion that measures will be taken to establish a strong economic system in the country which is suited to the future needs of the children of the nation. He added that this is not a short-term economic plan, but an economic system with a long-term vibrant basis. Principal of the school, Percy Mahanama, has handed over to the President on this occasion a sum of 10,000 rupees contributed to the President's fund by the past students of the Anuradhapura Central College.
The country is reported to be losing billions of rupees due to work stoppages. Professor Vasanta Tukorala says the loss incurred due to strikes of the non-academic staff of universities exceeds 12 billion rupees. Professor Vasanta Tukorala of the Faculty of Economic Science and Statistical Studies at the Peradeniya University says 70 major strikes have been reported in Sri Lanka in the past 10 years. The loss of human work days is nearly 700,000. He added that university non-academic staff has commenced a work stoppage. The professor also says normally in order to maintain normal functions in the National University, 160 million rupees are needed. The current strike can deprive nearly 12 billion rupees to the country. He said that the salaries in the economy should be determined by the economic productivity and not by the strength of trade unions.
The Frontline Socialist Party accuses the National Trade Union Federation affiliated to the Janatha Vimukti Peramuna for letting loose trade union struggles for the sake of achieving political ambitions. The party was responding to a statement made recently by head of the National Trade Union Federation, K.D. Lal Kanta, regarding leaving continuous work stoppages. Head of the National Trade Union Federation, K.D. Lal Kanta, says that the common masses are being extremely tormented by strikes conducted by different sectors. He further points out that agitations would not achieve any constructive results. Lal Kanta has therefore requested strikers to declare their intention of work stoppages at least several days in advance to the date. Duminda Nagamo, the Frontline Socialist Party, says that they have been informing the people continuously of the mediations of the National Trade Union Federation to belittle the strength of trade union struggles. He adds that this fact has to be told directly. Nagamo has recalled how the EPF struggle was trivialized. The Frontline Socialist Party spokesman further said massive lineup of workers in the strike of the electricity sector is seen, but added on the possibility of trade union leaders attempting to stop the struggle. He further said that they were aware how the previous strike in the power sector had ended with 62 employees losing their jobs. He also said that teachers have come into the streets for a large-scale agitation. He added that in such circumstances, the National Trade Union Federation says that they are not for strikes. Nagamo says they are pointing out these facts in order to illustrate how the Federation is saying one thing inside and another thing outside. He also said they are against continuous strikes in order to save their votes. The NPP representatives are acting in a crafty manner with political ambitions. He has also stated that the biggest joke is a statement made by Sunil Handunetti. The party spokesman further said that Handunetti had identified Elon Musk as a killer of economy and later on apologized for making such a statement. He also said that people of this standing are trying to destabilize strikes. The duties of some 60 employees have been suspended, but this is not the problem for them. He has called on the working task to become sensitive on the cunning politics. He said that the JVP is only trying to buttress is a vote base in the upcoming election.
In the meantime, the Perahera Mawata of the historic Seruvila Mangala Rajamaha Vihare was repaired with carpeting and vested with the general public at a ceremony vested over by Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardhan. The 1,500-kilometer long road was reconstructed on the request of chief incumbent of the Vihare, Venerable Aludeniye Subodhi Thero. Minister of Transport, Highways and Mass Media Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says that according to the agreement reached with the IMF, Sri Lanka has been accorded the opportunity to refrain from payment of debt until the year 2028. He added that the Sri Lankan public has pledged to repay the debt in a systematic basis until 2042. This facility has been the outcome of a definite program created through the support of international friendly countries like the People's Republic of China, India and Japan. He also said that any government which breaches the clauses of these agreements would be able to carry on only up to several months. In that event, Sri Lanka would also become a country like Afghanistan where people kill each other.
3 suspects, including brother-in-law of Lokapati, who have been arrested in connection with the killing of Surendra Vasanta Pereira, alias Club Vasanta, have been released. The police has arrested them in a house in Kurunda in Valipanna yesterday. The house of the suspects has been searched on suspicion that the gunman of the killing was hiding. However, they were released upon investigations. The body of Club Vasanta was placed at a private funeral parlour in Borala under tight police security today as well. Final rites were conducted in the presence of family and relatives at the Borala General Cemetery this afternoon. IGP Deshabandhu Thennakoon says that the underworld, infuriated by this incident, will be taken under their control through whatever means possible. He has made these remarks at the opening of a new female police personnel dormitory at the Mulleriava police station today. IGP Deshabandhu Thennakoon says that the underworld activity, which had been rooted in society for a considerable period, is now beginning to disintegrate. He further says that the criminals are now maddened by the current developments orchestrated by the security division. The IGP further said that if any criminal is believing that they could frighten the officials on duty through these acts, then they are very much mistaken.
Now in other stories, camera technology and video technology have advanced immensely with the speedy development of modern technology. However, this narration is about an ancient camera which Sri Lanka had inherited from the British colonial era and is still functioning successfully. Photography is an exceptional and amazing discovery of the mankind during its journey from the prehistoric era to the times of modern technology of today. Our story relates to a camera of the earliest stage in technology, spanning a time of more than 160 years at the government press, which still remains active. This unique machine has a length of 1,000 feet, the longest camera in the island. Despite that fact, a local camera technology had transformed into computerized print technology about 30 years ago. The cameramen at the government press continue to rely on this rather ancient machine. This equipment is now being used to enhance the technological knowledge of present-day technicians. The final camera technician who had made use of this technology was Ajit Nanayakara, who had completed 43 years of service. He was reported to have used this machine in 40 years of his service period. The age-old technology was reported to have been in practice since the time of issuing a large number of printed copies using photochemical techniques. This was a product of Dynaphone Screen Institute of Japan. Cameraman Ajit Nanayakkara said, the camera technology has become an attractive field today for many newcomers into the profession. It has been pointed out that the preservation of this old camera is an extremely relevant act to lure more professionals into the science of camera technology. Cameraman Ajit Nanayakkara said that the use of the old machine comes to an end with technicians fully resorting to computerized technology and himself retiring from the profession. He added that, however, government printer has decided to conserve this unique camera, which is an extremely rare specimen in the world, for the benefit of the future generation at the premises of the government press.
Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that due respect should be bestowed upon government servants in the north for giving priority to people's needs in place of work stoppages. The Prime Minister was addressing a ceremony at the Jaffna Library Auditorium yesterday. The event has been organized in connection with the presentation of permanent appointments to state employees who have been engaged in service in local government institutions in the north for many years. Presentation of books to the library has also taken place. The event was attended by several MPs and ministers.
Getting this permanency for a long time. We have faced economic, monetary crisis, unprecedented in our lifetime. We had to overcome step by step. People working in the Jaffna Municipal Council and other councils, local government councils in the district, all of you will get this benefit. Our minister and myself, being in cabinet, a honorable member, questioning in the parliamentary group, have all contributed. And because the President was facing the great task and the challenge of overcoming the financial crisis as he took over. As a Prime Minister and ministers, we had to give the highest priority to the financial crisis and bring political stability so that the country keeps moving forward. Sons and daughters of Jaffna know the difficulties we were faced at that time. They overcome that step by step. You all would know that even your friends used to deal with foreign banks. At that time, open a LC, could not do it, not only in Jaffna, in any part of the country when we took over. We were at a virtual standstill in our international financial affairs. But we have overcome. Thank you to the President for giving leadership to this important step so that we can move forward. So the economy is stabilized and moving from negative to positive growth. That is the biggest achievement both of us being in cabinet can once again convey on behalf of the President. And this trust and confidence has come because all our countrymen have supported to overcome the great challenge of our economy and bringing law and order stability to the country, which we have within the 24 months we have passed has been achieved. Now we are on positive growth. International community, international financial institutions, banks have recognized Sri Lanka to deal with them. They also helped us, India, and today we are distributing assistance from China, Japan, and in the European Union, United States, all have helped us. We have to but obey a certain framework in order to achieve more. Our target and your target, young men and women, is to achieve more for our country. So every municipal council, every local authority will have to achieve more as we move along to the future, when all of you are happily carry today the most valuable document that you are waiting for, permanency in your occupation, job. Finally, I must remind His Excellency the President, when we put forward this proposal early last year, Honorable Minister was there. President, we must thank the President and the government for following this step so that all the government servants and the pensioners have enjoyed their rights as to their work as well as their salary. So why do you want to stop work? No reason. I thank the people and the peninsula of Jaffna. The last few days there was a little kalabala. In other parts of the country, but Jaffna people, I thank the government servants, I thank the local authority, employees and teachers and everyone for going through their duty that they had accepted and working and keeping the society moving forward as usual. Thank you for that. We also have, when we accept an appointment, a responsibility. We also have a duty. These two things that we must know. We must ask for our rights. It is one. But peacefully, we are able to negotiate our rights.
Minister of Trade Nalin Fernando says that a program is underway to extend relief to the general public by reducing the prices of consumer items. Accordingly, the consumers will be benefited in the next few months. The minister has made these remarks on the occasion of the opening of the Mega Satusa branch in Katunayaka yesterday. Chairman of Lanka Satusa Pasandaya Pabewardene and others were also present. Minister of Trade Nalin Fernando says that they are not taking political expectations. He added that they have not thought of votes when people were burdened due to the imposition of higher taxes. The country was turned into the state of not printing 1 cent of currency in the past 2 years through proper management of finances. One of the most pressing problems of the people today is the high cost of living, and the minister has assured that the consumers will be provided relief in this context. And in our weather update, the Department of Meteorology predicts rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters in the provinces of Western, Sabaragamuwa and Northwestern, as well as in the districts of Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Madane.
Meanwhile, the National Building Research Organization says that initial level earth slip warning messages have been released for the districts of Kaluthara, Kandy, Kagal, Nuwara and Ratnapura. With the incessant rains lashing on the catchment areas in the western slopes and the central highlands since this morning, the Vimala Surendra Reservoir has begun to overflow. The water levels in the Castlereagh and Mount Sakala reservoirs are also reported to be reaching spill level. As a result, the engineers in charge of the hydroelectricity power stations in Canyon, New Lakshapana, Polpitia and Vimala Surendra say power generation is being carried out at maximum capacity.
With that, we take a look at a few more local news items in brief. A petition has been submitted before the judiciary pertaining to the fact that it is inappropriate to conduct a presidential election without endorsing through a public referendum of the 19th Constitutional Amendment. The petitioners pointing out that as the 19th Amendment was not properly amended and therefore request a verdict regarding that the Constitution was violated through this Act. Examination of the petition is scheduled to take place on next Monday before a 3-member panel of judges comprising of Chief Justice Jayantha Jayasuriya, Arjun Abeysekara and Priyanka Fernando. 3,134 school children in the Matale district were presented with scholarships under the Presidential Scholarship Program. Accordingly, each of the scholarship recipient is entitled to a sum of 3,000 rupees for a period of 1 year. Plans are underway to distribute 6,000 scholarships with a sum of 6,000 rupees for a period of 1 month, covering all provinces in the island. Governor of the Central Province Lalit Gamage has presided over the event. 4,112 school children in the Badulla district were also presented with scholarships at Wills Park grounds in Badulla today. A sum of 53 million rupees has been set aside for the provision of scholarships to advanced level students. Similarly, a further sum of 140 million rupees has been allocated for scholarships for students from grade 1 to grade 11. Kiri Samba cultivation project in the Hambantota district was reported to have yielded successful results. Minister Mahinda Amaravira has instructed the relevant authorities to grow more of this variety of paddy by taking into consideration of the Kiri Samba rice shortage in the country. Accordingly, paddy and other relevant facilities were provided to farmers engaged in this cultivation, and their crops were inspected by Minister Mahinda Amaravira recently. A vehicle carrying former Minister Rashad Badiuddin was met with an accident in Karuwalagaswewa today. It has also been reported that the vehicle went out of the road when it tried to save a cyclist who suddenly came into the road. That's it on local news. Stay tuned with us for foreign news.
You can make a difference. It is your duty to help eradicate dengue. Clean up your environment at least once a week. A message from the Dengue Control Unit of the Ministry of Health.
We now move on to news overseas. The 3-day wedding ceremony, which had attracted the attention of the whole world between Anand Ambani and Radhika Merchant, is currently being held in Mumbai in India.
A special feature has been a famous local politician and a popular cricket star also being invited to the gala ceremony. The marriage between Anand Ambani, a son of Mukesh Ambani, a well-known businessman and also regarded as the richest person in Asia, and Radhika Merchant, daughter of Indian businessman of medicinal drugs Viren Merchant, has begun yesterday. Many leading politicians, world-renowned cinema stars and sports personnel were among those who were invited. National organizer of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa and his wife, as well as former cricketer Mahela Jayawardene and his wife, were the prominent Sri Lankan personalities invited.
Kamuda macang, prima kotumi, fantamai.
We now move on to sports news. For the first time in the history of the country, the government has taken measures to provide an insurance cover to local rugby players. The decision has been taken on the concept of Minister of Sports, Harin Fernando. The symbolical presentation of the handing over of the insurance coverage has taken place at the Havelock grounds today prior to the commencement of a match of the Inter-School League Rugby Tournament. Accordingly, rugby players of under 16 and 19 categories are being insured. Meanwhile, a contribution of 5 million rupees to the Sri Lanka Rugby Referees Association has also taken place. The sports minister was also engaged in the official handing over of the Henry Pedris grounds to the Isipathana College, Colombo, according to a cabinet paper. A sum of 1 million rupees was also presented to Ragarite HIC de Soisa of St. Joseph's College, Maradana, who faced with an accident while playing in an inter-school rugby tournament match last year. An inter-school rugby tournament match between Isipathana College, Colombo and Trinity College, Kandy has taken place at the Havelock grounds today.
Kamuda Machang, prima kotumi, fantamai.
And that's all the stories for tonight. Do join us tomorrow for more of the very latest. Until then, good night.
Good night.